does a great website have? These are the basics and most important aspects of a great professional website. What does a great website have?
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to season 2 of Sip the Talent presents Ravens Roundup. And let me get this out of studio mode. Today we'll be predicting the 53-man roster. What up, Muhammad? We'll do a little roll call in a second. for the Baltimore Ravens. Before we start though, smash that like button. And if you will, if you give me a super chat or whatever in the chat box, I'll stop whatever I'm doing and reply to you. Make sure you feel important, because those super chats are more important than just about anything that's going on. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're sitting at 1,695. Would love to get to 1,700 during this stream or afterwards. So if you know anybody that's a Ravens fan and not following, want you suggest this channel to them, I really appreciate it. And let's get started. Obviously, I got these two dudes in here. Let me erase them. Erase these cats because that was a mistake. I was testing stuff out and left them up there. So at least you know two of my 53-man roster. You know two. Now here we go. Take him out because you already know. And obviously we'll leave Lamar in there because that's what we're going to start with. Roll call. We got Javon B in the house. What's up, Javon? We got Devin Dukes in here. We got Muhammad in here. Got a few other people in here that hadn't really been in the chat. Oh, we got Errol in here. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and let's get rolling. So obviously we're going to start at the quarterback position. QB1, Lamar Jackson. QB2, RG3. That's the number sign. RG3. And we know that we signed an extra guy. We signed, what's his name? Joe Callahan, just to be a camp arm to get it done. But, it is what it is. Question of the day is, will we keep 3 quarterbacks? I think that answer is yes. So my number 3 guy is Trace McSorley. Trace McSorley. I don't want to put the full line in and it go over the line or whatnot. So that quarterback job was simple. It's simple, easy as pie. Running back's gonna be easy as pie also. So let's jump over to running back and go ahead and start putting those guys in there. Obviously, we're keeping Mark Ingram. Big free agent signing. Big free agent signing from the Saints. A ton of production in the pass game, a ton of production in the run game. Good pass protector also. I think he's going to fit right in with our 2, maybe even 3-headed monster we're going to throw out there at people. Number 2, Gus the Bus. I had Gus up there and you guys saw him earlier. Gus Edwards. Oh, misspelled that one. Let me go back and fix that. This A just don't want to go. There we go. Gus Edwards. Alright, number 3 running back. Should it be Dixon? Should it be what's our young guy name? Justice Hill? I don't think Dixon's gonna make it. So I'm thinking the number 3 running back is Justice Hill. I don't think Dixon is would be a what's that, scout team guy. So he's probably going to be cut, and I think DeLance Turner is going to make the scout team. DeLance Turner or Irvin. Irvin looked pretty good in the return game too. I don't think DeLance gives you any any return game value, but he does play special teams. So the scout team running back is going to be one of those 2 guys, Irving or Turner. Turner was the guy last year and actually got a chance to play in a game or 2 once I think Collins and Dixon were hurt. Moving over to wide receiver. This is a topic of many discussions and debates and whatnot. And again, I got the number. I don't know if I had I had the phone number going, but I'll get to it later once I get through the 53. So wide receiver. The first guy obviously I got on here is Brown. Hollywood Brown. That's the easiest lock. First round team. First round pick, I'm sorry. So he's the guy up there. Also, I think the next lock is Boykins. Is it B-O-Y? I want to make sure I spell everybody's name right. Don't want to do a disservice to him. I think Boykins. Boykins was a 3rd round pick. I really like what I saw about him once I saw him play. I didn't like the pick initially, but seeing him play in a couple games and seeing his speed, his route running, and ability to get deep with a little more consistency. What up, Ing Raven? What up, J Maul? Good to see you guys in here. To see his speed, I'm really a fan of Boykins right now, and I think Boykins will be one of the guys that plays a big role down the stretch. Maybe not when the season starts, but once he gets a feel for an NFL game and not the preseason, I think he's going to be a guy to watch out for. So I think he's going to be a good long-term Raven to match with Hollywood Brown. And I just hope Hollywood stays healthy. He has all the tools anybody would need in the NFL other than the height. He's fast, he can catch, he can run screens, he can play inside, he can play outside. Hollywood has all the tools you need to get it done. Number 3 wide receiver, and I think everybody likes this guy so far, it's Chris Moore. I like Chris Moore. Last year he wasn't a complete route runner, but Chris Moore has the ability to do so many things. He's not the greatest route runner, but he can run jet sweeps. He can run deep balls. He can run hitches. The reason I say he's not a good route runner because he's, because of the curls, the in cuts, things like that. But little quick game stuff he can do, and deep balls. The intermediate routes is what he struggles with, in my opinion. And that was middle to the beginning of the season last year when I did that video on Chris Moore. So he may have progressed since then. I won't know until I see a real game. Are you going by roster depth? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm going by position by position. And so, I'll have, when I get to a certain number, you'll see I got a little surprise for the chat box when we get to that certain number. So I'm not really sure how to answer your question, Javon. No, fourth receiver. My fourth receiver. Let me see who I got for the fourth receiver. And I wrote all this stuff down so I wouldn't forget anything. Oh, Willie Snead. Willie Snead, our most reliable guy. If he probably was our best receiver, so our best wide receiver so far, but he's not a speedster. He's real good at working the slot, and I think he's going to do a good job at working the RPO game with Lamar because he can find those little pockets in the defense and sit there and wait on the ball. And not a lot of run out the catch, but enough to get first downs. Willie Snead's a stick mover, a chain mover, so to speak. He gets the first downs. Third and Willie Snead, so to speak. I have a saying because about Hunter Renfrow. I used to call it third and Renfrow, and I got it from somewhere else, but it was really true about Hunter Renfrow, and I think Willie Snead is that type of guy, just an older version of that. And speaking of Hunter Renfrow, I think he's going to be doing good in the league. Another receiver I got on this list, receiver number 5, and this is where it gets sketchy at. This is where it gets sketchy. I got Seth Roberts. Crafty veteran guy. To me, that's kind of like a clone of Chris Moore. And when we picked him up, I did a video with the Spider-Mans pointing at each other like, "Hey, that's me. I'm you." And there was Seth Moore and Chris Moore, and they do some of the same type things. Seth Roberts was I said Seth Moore. I'm putting them together. See that already? The same guy. I think Seth Roberts is a more experienced guy, and he was brought in to bring a little experience to this group because they knew they were going to go young with the receiver position. And I think he's going to make the roster also. And I also have another receiver making it. Where is he? No, that's where I come in at. And I'll come back to wide receivers. I stopped at 5 right there, and I'll come back to it in a minute. So let's bump to O-line. Bump to O-line a little bit. So obviously these guys that I'm going to type up right now are going to make it. Ronnie Stanley, starting left tackle. Brown, starting right tackle. Yonder, all-pro, perennial all-pro right guard. Gets a little sketchy right here. Who I got? Obviously, I think Power's going to make it and compete for the right guard spot. I have Joe Newbo's favorite guy making the team. You got Bozeman making it. Also have, where's our center? Did I not highlight the center from last year? There he is. All right, so how many is that I got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 2 more guys I'm throwing up there. 2 more guys. And I always destroy this guy's name when I put it up there. Illuminor. That's who. I think I finally said it right. Jermaine Illuminor. He's been doing decent in the preseason, and I think he did enough to make the team this year. And the last O-lineman I have making it right now, this is a kind of a project guy, and I think if we cut him, I think he's gonna be picked up quick because he's a young guy. He's not bad. I don't think he's just good enough to crack this roster unless some serious injuries hit our O-line, which I hope they don't. So, with that being said, offensively we have 23 guys. Make sure that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 2 more guys. Oh, the tight ends. I forgot about the tight ends. So I'm just put the tight ends up on the receivers right here. Tight ends. Those 3 guys are locked. Hayden Hurst. I'll get to your chat box in a minute before I go to defense. Boyle and Mandrews. So I capitalize that. Have to make sure I capitalize that. Do you think we just keep 3 running backs? In Raven, there is a surprise as a 4th running back. And I think you all know that. Matter of fact, let's on the chat box see if you can guess the 4th running back that I have up here that I'm going to put up here. Give you guys a couple seconds to guess the 4th running back I have up there. And I'm sure you're gonna get it. I know In Raven gonna get it. I just know it. But I do think we're gonna keep 4 running backs. I really do. Nope, not Irvin. Not Irvin. Nope, not. I would love for it to be DeLance. I really would love for it to be DeLance. You don't know how much I would like for it to be DeLance. I wrote nope on the thing. But somebody got it. Woke Post got it. Woke Post got it. Woke Post got it. Ricard. I think Ricard is our 4th running back. I do. And the reason I say that because he's versatile. You pick one person, you get a D lineman and a running back, a fullback in. Running back, fullback, same difference. They behind the line of scrimmage. But and he gets the ball on bellies and goal line stuff like that. So I count fullbacks as running backs, just like we count DB safeties and corners as DBs. Fullbacks and tailbacks are running backs, and he do play D line. So with that being said, let's see what else in the chat box before I go to defense. What we missing? Do I need a little roll? J Mar was up. Appreciate you for joining us. Forbidden Jar L. Appreciate you for joining us. Ken Miles, Woke Post. I appreciate you guys. Johnny Williams, what up? Trick question. It was a trick question. It really was. What we doing with Dixon? I'm gonna type it in here. What we doing with Dixon? Cut or trade? Cut or trade for Dixon? Cut or trade for Dixon? The Texans do need a running back. They do. I send a pick and KD to the Texans for the defensive outside edge guy they got. I wouldn't mind having that guy. I know I got to let Twitch because of it, but we can send a pick and KD to Houston for the guy with the dreadlocks that had the massive hit when he was in college against Michigan. That guy. What up, godson? Appreciate you for joining me. Now let's switch over to defense a little bit. So I have, let's count this up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right, before we go to defense, this is one of my surprises also. There is one guy an offensive guy that I have not named that I'm going to let you guys pick because I have 20. This is my formula. I'm going 24 offense, 24 defense, and 3 specialists. And we all know the 3 specialists. I'll say it, but I just hadn't typed it up yet. Sam Cook, Morgan Cox, and the greatest kicker of all times, Tucker. So those are the 3 specialists. So I'm going 25 offense, 25 defense, and 3 specialists. So I need a offensive guy that's not up there on my board so far that you guys think we should make it. Jaleel Scott, got 2 for Jaleel Scott so far. It's got another one for Jaleel Scott. Scott has been impressive in some videos that I've saw. So that's 3 for Jaleel Scott. Looks like it's Jaleel Scott so far. That will put us with how many receivers? 6. And 6 is probably a good number for receivers also. 1 more for Scott, and I'm going to go with Scott then. Somebody else got to give me Scott. 1 more, then we rolling with it. Going once. Going twice. No argument for anybody else. No other D lineman or running back. No Kenneth Dixon. Oh, hey, John, you can't vote twice. Jaleel Scott it is. Let me type him in. And honestly, when the A. Raven voted for Kenneth Dixon. If you get some backup, maybe we can move Ricard to defense and put Kenneth Dixon down. But you gotta get some support from the chat box for me to put him up there. If you don't get support from the chat box, he's staying on the cut line. He below the Mendoza line right now. Below the Mendoza line. Kenneth Dixon below the Mendoza line. You got to get some support. I know. He's trolling. He always trolls, but in a good way. That's my dude. That's my dude. All right, let's jump over to DBs. Now I have 9 DBs that I think we're gonna keep. 9. So I'll go down the list and type them in, and we go from there. We can talk about it in the chat box. So what I do is when I get the positions in there, we can kind of discuss it. If you have a question or whatnot, put it in the chat box. If not, you can hold your question to the end when I open the phone lines up too. All right, first one, Jimmy Smith. We got Smith going, the veteran corner that's done a lot of things for Baltimore, hitting the twilight of his career so far. Let me back up. Hitting the twilight of his career so far. Not playing bad corner. He's okay. He's a little bit better than the average guy. His veteran leadership though. I think he's one of the few guys left on the team from the Super Bowl team. So, he can always reach back and pull that out to motivate guys and to get things done because he has been there and knows how to win and what it takes to win. The next DB I have, I don't know why I said corner earlier, is Tony Jefferson. Tony Jefferson is our Bernard Pollard, not clone, but likeness. He's in the likeness of Bernard Pollard. He's a box safety that would knock your box off. I think I said that right. He's a box safety that would knock your block off. There we go. That's better. So that's what T. Jefferson is. He's one of the leaders out there also because he's a physical. No, he's physical. He is physical. And, the Raven way is physicality. He's one of the guys that plays the Ravens way. Next DB I have is Brandon Carr. And I was looking at something the other day. And was that the Odell catch on Thanksgiving, was that on Brandon Carr? Was that Brandon Carr when he was a Cowboy? I don't remember, but I think that was. But anyway, Brandon Carr makes the team. He's another veteran that don't really miss games. I think over the last 3 to 4, maybe even longer, Brandon Carr hasn't missed a game, for whatever team he's been on. And that's, one of the things Gurley talked about. Your best asset is availability in the NFL. And so that was Carr. Thank you, Ken. All right, my 4th DB I have. Obviously, Tavon Young would make it, but he's hurt, so I'm not putting Tavon in this 53-man roster. The next guy I got is Cyrus Jones. And the reason I think Cyrus is in here because he's going to be the returner. Is he going to play any corner? He might get a shot at the slot corner, but he's probably going to be our return guy. I don't see anybody else on this roster that's in front of me that would be that guy. I liked what was the other running back? I liked Irvin, but I don't think Irvin's going to make the team. He may be on the practice squad. He may beat DeLance out for the practice squad, but I think Cyrus is going to be the returner, so we have to list him as a DB. Next guy I have on here is Earl Thomas. I don't think there's much I need to say about Earl Thomas. Perennial Pro Bowler, arguably the best safety in the game right now. Coming off an injury, so I hope he's full strength at least. Then limited snaps until he get to full strength. But Earl Thomas he's kind of like a wild card because he said this out of his own mouth that he was used to playing cover 3 and perfecting the cover 3 in Seattle, and now he doing all these different elaborate things with Baltimore. And he initially said it was hard, but Earl seems like the type of guy that any problems that he have, he gonna meet him head on and love that challenge. So I think by the time week 1 rolls around, he may even have it picked it up already. He'll be, in there ready to go and ready to lead the defense. The next DB I have. Let's see who I have next. Elliott. Deshaun Elliott. Deshaun Elliott can play corner and safety, in my opinion. He can do both jobs. So again, that's another versatile guy that can, play. Maybe he can play the slide corner. He can play safety. He can play, corner. Maybe slide in and play a little. Play not linebacker, but kind of like when in the obvious passing situations where you got a back, you got to defend. Maybe he can slide in and play the linebacker in that position. But I think they're gonna use the another guy for that, and I think that'll be Levine. But I ain't got to Levine yet. The next one, Avery. Make sure I spell Avery's name right. Anthony Avery he really had a good preseason last year. Okay preseason this year. I don't think anybody that is not listed in my list will beat him out. I think there's going to be a guy that's cut that you guys may not agree with me with, but I think Avery has done enough to make the team, and you can never have enough good DBs. I think our defensive secondary is pretty darn good, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these second level guys, these second string guys on our defense get traded and be started somewhere else. I really do believe that might happen before the season starts. Next, I have Anthony Levine. Drop another box. Anthony Levine can play safety. He can play linebacker, and again, versatility. We love guys on this team that can be multiple and do multiple things. You look at Avery. Not Avery. You look at Levine. You look at Ricard. Look at all those guys that can be versatile and play different positions and can get put in multiple positions and produce for us. After Levine, obviously the best corner we have. Leave it like that. Marlon Humphreys. Marlon Humphreys potentially a all-pro in the making. To me, he was the best DB on the team last year. I don't think it started that way, but by the season's end, he was the best DB on the team. And I think it's going to be a push between him and Earl to be the best DB we have so far. Hey, no, don't worry about it. The chart's still up there, and it's better late than never. Like Drake said, better late than never. Humphreys the DB, and I think that's the last one I have so far. So is that 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Ken Miles put his in there. He had Earl Thomas. That's right. Anthony Avery got that. Levine. Why you got Anthony twice? What other Anthony am I missing? Oh, Avery and Levine. Okay, you got both Anthonys. Carr, TJ. Now that's what I don't have. I don't have Chuck Clark. That's the one I was thinking people was going to, not really agree with me. I don't have Chuck Clark right now. I don't. At least not yet. At least he may be the specialty guy that I let you guys add at the end. So that's 9 guys right there. Let's move on to linebacker. And I'm lumping linebacker in there with our edge guys, which are outside linebackers, and our middle linebackers. So I'm lumping them all in together, and I have 8 of those guys. Starting off with Kenny Young. I thought Kenny Young would be locked in. I heard the rookie bigger on our... what's his name? Marshall? You mean Marshall Johnny Williams? Biggie Marshall? That's what you're talking about? That's a stash if it is. If he is on IR, that's a stash. I know it is. Yeah, that's a stash, definitely. Them guys think they are slick. I ain't gonna say think they slick. Them guys slick. But my other linebacker is Ferguson, the rookie, Jalen Ferguson. Was not a fan of this pick. But what I saw in the preseason, he has a good base to become a good NFL player. He has a great fundamental base to be a good NFL player. He has a good bull rush, and I thought he would only bull rush the way he did on the level that he played at. But Ferg has been bull rushing anybody that they put in front of him. Granted, those have been second and third team guys. He's still been bull rushing whatever's been put in front of him. Now, when he gets a counter to that, oh my God. Oh my God. When he gets some power to speed or speed to power, look out. Look out. I'm telling you. When this guy starts to add those twists to his game to go with that bull rush, it's a reason he broke Terrell Suggs' record. I'm not going to say he's going to be Terrell Suggs with the Ravens, but just saying it's a reason he broke that man's record. You heard it here first. Going on to the next linebacker. Inside or outside. Peanut. Peanut's the next guy. He's instead of QB1, he's the QB1 of the defense. He's wearing the dot, wearing the speaker. He slides over to be the guy from being the extra guy last year. And I think he can do it. I think he is physical enough to do it. I don't think he's as thick as the guy that left us. I don't care about those guys. I can't remember his name. That's why once you leave, forget it. Mosley, that guy. But he gets the job done because he was a great compliment to him last year, and he slides over and be the number one guy, and he has to lead because we have young linebackers beside him. So Peanut's the guy now, and hopefully he stays healthy and beats that guy. This guy I thought was going to I thought Kenny Young was going to start by him, but this guy has jumped up and has got a lot of PT, got a lot of buzz around his name. And I think he started in the first preseason game, if I'm not mistaken. Chris Boyd started in the preseason game and has been playing pretty good. Chris Boyd's been solid. Kenny Young's been all over the place doing a whole bunch of other stuff. He's been playing inside, running around making tackles. They got him on the outside, rushing, going, getting pressures and sacks. So Boyd and Kenny Young been fighting pretty darn good for that other linebacker position. All right, next linebacker I have listed. I have Bowser making it, and simply because we hadn't had enough to we didn't get enough out of the edge guy. I don't really know how much pressure we're gonna get, from our edge guys. I'm worried about it. I'm really worried about it. I'm worried because Ferguson is young, and Bowser's been here 3 years maybe. I think this is his 3rd year, and he just hadn't showed me a lot. I could be wrong, but just off what I've seen and whatnot, I'm worried. But I think he makes the team simply because of lack of talent in our edge rusher position. Next guy I have, where is it? Tim Williams. Tim has the body, the explosiveness, the potential to be a good edge rusher, but he disappears sometimes. He goes for series without a pressure or a tackle or a sack, or even just like he sticks to the lineman sometimes. He comes off the ball and tries to do whatever moves he has, and then he just sticks. And so he disappears for quarters at a time, and you got to be consistent in the NFL. You can't disappear, and you can't make every play. And I understand that, but you gotta, your presence got to be felt. Your presence got to be felt. I didn't forget. I was trying to act like I forgot. Next, you call me out on them. You got me. Pernell McPhee. Let me type Williams' name in there. Pernell McPhee is an old vet. He's he knows how to get it done, man. He was with us when the defense was kind of dominant, and he went to whatever places he went to and came back. And I really thought they were going to sign McPhee to slide him inside, but because of the lack of edge pressure we have, edge guys to get pressure, I now think McPhee's going to stay at outside linebacker. I really does. I really think he's gonna stay at outside linebacker and try to help generate pressure, from the outside with Judon. Next guy I have listed is Judon. I think Judon's gonna be the leader of this group. I think he's going to get 13 plus sacks. I think he's gonna come up big, and I think next year Judon won't be on the team because we're not gonna pay him all the money he's gonna command. So that's what I think about Judon. But I think for this year, he's going to get out there and ball out, do his job because he wants his money. He saw the money that Zadarius made, and hey, Judah, I'm gonna follow that blueprint, and I'm gonna get out here and get these sacks, and celebrate and have fun and make this run at this championship. Then I'm gonna go get paid, which I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. But we probably just not gonna pay him if he command the type of money that Zadarius commanded. All right. So that's the young linebackers I have. Is that 8? Let me count them up. Count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are the 8 I have so far. And again, it's a couple spots left off that you guys can fill in. So let's go defensive line. One defensive lineman that I'm not gonna put up there is Ricard because I have him at running back. So that's an extra defensive lineman that's not really gonna be listed. So let's go on to the next guy I have. I have Wormley. Solid. That's all I can say. Don't do anything extremely well. Just solid. Solid NFL player. Does his job. Flashes at times. Disappears at times. Doesn't disappear as much as Williams. But, he's just a solid defensive lineman. And he will show up at the most inopportune times. Out of the blue, he'll jump up and have 2 sacks in a game. Or, he'll get a bunch of pressure on the quarterback. Or he'll have some stuffs or whatnot. He'll get off a block real quick and get a tackle for loss. So, and then he'll, get blown off the ball and be back there with the linebackers. So, but he's a solid NFL player that wins some and lose some. That's all you can ask for. A guy that keeps fighting. And that's Wormley. The next guy I have. This rookie. He is a space eater. I think his thighs may be as big as my body, period. One thigh. He is a space eating kid. He commands double teams because he's just going to press your center and nothing's going to happen. Or he may drive your center in the back and nothing's going to happen. Penetration is the worst thing that can happen in the run game. The worst thing that happen. And Mac gets penetration when he's not double teamed. He gets penetration. All right. Michael Pierce. Mike Pete, one of the best D linemen out there. He gets penetration. He destroys the run game. He gets penetration. He destroys the run game. So he gets penetration and he destroys the run game. And he controls his gaps too. He does a good job controlling gaps, and he'll run sideways and make some tackles at time also. So he gets there and does what he has to do. He controls his gap, doesn't overplay a lot of stuff, stays in his gap, and then when the ball comes, solid tackle. And I did a video on him and Brandon, and just showing you how they control their gaps and how when they don't really over pursue stuff. When like the edge guys make a cut back, it cuts back to those two guys, and they pretty solid tacklers if they not knocking blocks off themselves. But they also cause penetration in the run game and cause running backs to bounce balls that probably don't supposed to be bounced and let our linebackers go run them down. All right, obviously the next guy is Williams. And same thing with Pierce. They hint those two guys probably the best combination in the league. Not saying Williams is the best guy, not saying Pierce is the best guy, but it's two interior linemen together. It's probably one of the best combinations in the league, if not the best. Because I'm trying to think who's there with Aaron Donald, and I can't remember. I know last year it was Sue, and they were pretty darn good, especially in the playoffs. Like in the playoffs, I think Sue waited to the playoffs to get out there and get after it. But I think he was protecting his body, and he did what he did. But right now, I can't think of another set of D tackles that are as good as those two guys. Now, this is where it gets hairy. And I really want to put Gerald Willis on this list. Y'all know I do. Oh, I want to put this man on the list. I just haven't seen enough. I even tweeted one of the Ravens beat writers, I don't remember which one it was, and asked him did he think Willis was gonna make the team. And I put Willis and Wesley in there. I really didn't care about Wesley. I was asking about Willis, and I just got a straight up no. And he's there all the time, like at practice, he has access to it, and and I thought he was a lock to make the team because his college tape, man, I don't know what's going on with Willis. I really don't. I really don't. If you guys go back and look at his game versus LSU last year, even though Miami lost, Willis dominated LSU, and they were one of the better teams in the nation. I mean, when I say lived in the backfield, lived. The only guy that really kind of shut Willis out was Lindstrom, that played at Boston College, the guard. That was the only guy that really kind of like dominated Willis. I don't know if he's having personal issues or I don't know what's going on. But I really thought he was a lock to make this team. And now I don't really see an undrafted guy making it. Maybe that streak's going to be over with. Man, I want this guy to make the team. But let me get off this soapbox and move on to that's 4D lineman. I think we need a fifth in there somewhere, but that's what I need a fifth D lineman. Somebody give me a fifth D lineman. Chat box like we did with the receivers. I need a fifth D lineman. Somebody help me out. And whoever has the most vote. I'm Willie Herring. Willie Herring the Brewers. Root to the Brewers. So I want Willie to go up in there. Look like that's who the chat box rooting for, Willie Henry also. So we can get 2 more Willie Henrys, get to 5. I'll put Willie Henry in there. He'll be our 5th D lineman. Man, I want to put Gerald Willis on this team. Because I think if he goes to the practice squad, he won't be that long. And I just wish I could see how he practiced. I sound like Allen Iverson then. I'm just talking about practice. Practice, man. Not the game that I love, but practice. Okay, let's put Willie in now. Willie Henry will be our 5th. What's that? 1, 2, 3. Our 5th D lineman. All right, our specialists. We got Tucker, Cock, Sam Cook. C-O-C. Is it H or K? It is H. And our long snapper is Cox. All right, so let's see what number we have so far defensively. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So there are still 3 guys defensively that I can add to my list. So we need 3 guys out there. And Team Rainey, that's what I'm hoping for. He says maybe with Ricard playing multiple positions, it would leave room for Willis. That's what I'm hoping for. I mean, that's really what I'm hoping. That's why I put Ricard as a running back. For that reason right there. And that's just wishful thinking. And I'm a Miami homer. So, that's what I'm thinking for. So we got, I got 3 positions open now. We got some for Ziegler. Oh, Locker is the linebacker, right? It's A-L-A-K-A though. It's this is A-L-A-K-A. Oh, well, not putting him in there, but that guy. So we got votes for Ziegler. We got votes for a Locker. That's 2. We still need a 3rd guy. Still need a 3rd guy to fill this 53-man roster out. Chuck Clark. Okay, let's add those 3 guys then. DB. Add Clark. RK. Locker at linebacker. A-L-A-K-A, I think. Checking. A-L-A-K-A. And Siegler. Siegler is a D lineman, right? Yes, he is. Zach Siegler. Where is he? It's E-I-L-E-R. All right. So I think this is our 53. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Screwed up. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's our 25 offensive guys. 25 defensive guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9 right here. That's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I'm still missing one. Let me make sure I count this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, we got a spot for one more. Shane Ray or Michael Floyd. So let's put those 2 out there. Shane Ray, Michael Floyd. or Bethel. And I really like Shane Ray too. Shane Ray, Michael Floyd, or Bethel. That's who the vote is on now. Chat box. Shane Ray, Michael Floyd, or I think it's Justin Bethel. Make sure I got it right. Hey, Bennett Jackson made some plays in not this last game, but the game before that. What you guys think about him? I mean, he made some plays. It look like Floyd is the overwhelming guy. Cut Bethel and get our comp pick. Makes sense. Makes sense. Any picks coming in, that's us. We take them. So, looks like it's down to Shane Ray and Michael Floyd now. One of those two. Next name pop up between Shane Ray and Michael Floyd. That's who I'm going with. And I really want a defensive guy though, so I'm going Shane Ray. I'm going Shane Ray because I want a defensive guy to make it 25, 25, and 3. All right, so there it is right there. There it is. That was Javon acting like Ing Raven with this Kenny Dixon mess. Javon, do you give me one good reason why we should keep Kenny Dixon? Unless you just trolling me, Javon. Give me one good reason why we should keep Kenny Dixon. Matter of fact, let me go on. While I'm waiting on him to give me that reason, let me open these phone lines up. How long we been on here? Been on here, how long? 47 minutes. Let me open these phone lines up and find my app while we waiting on Javon. Where's my app? Do it on this side. Do. Well, yeah. I should already have this open. I'm slipping today. See, look at that. Stuff acting up. I'm a host. Get my other stuff back up here so you can see it. There we go. All right. So now I have the phone lines open. When somebody jump in there, I'll answer the call and whatnot. Kenny Dixon runs hard, has a good overall game. He can catch out of the backfield and pass pro. Okay. Mark Ingram does all that also. Gus Edwards does that minus I don't know how well Gus catches out the backfield. So you might have a point on that one. But what Gus did for us last year, he deserves at least a chance to try to produce like that this year coming up. Justice Hill is a game changer. And I know I just broke that word down. He's a game changer. That's how fast he go. He get from point A to point B that fast. That's how fast he get there. The guy can fly on screens, take the inside zone if you don't tackle him, before he gets to the linebackers. Catching the ball at the backfield. Hey, after 2 or 3 quarters of Mark Ingram and Gus Edwards, and you throw Hill out there, he might have 100 yards by himself in the 3rd and 4th quarters. What up, Ravens? 76 B Moore. Anybody else I forgot? Michael B. Glad to see you in here. Do a little roll call for people that I hadn't seen. What up, Johnny? I don't know if I shouted you out. Best of 79. What's up? Ken Miles, Woke, Team Ramey. David Spence. I think I pretty much got everybody. So far. Cravens and Raven, what's good? I have just shown my 53 up there. Got my 53 up there. About to open the phone lines up. Makari over Sanat. I do. But I like Makari also. It was a back and forth with those two. And I think if we cut Makari, somebody's going to pick him up quick too. Because he's a young guy with good potential. It's just a numbers game. Sanat going to injury reserve already? Did I miss that? Oh, if he's on injury reserve, that opens it up for Makari then. If he's on injury reserve, that opens it up for Makari. That's we are great at stashing people. Wow. It's crazy. But again, the phone lines are open. If you want to call in, I think I'm gonna go for another 10 minutes, and until then, I'll just stay in the chat box and we can answer these questions. Ricard over Dixon. I got Ricard over Dixon because he is multiple. He can play fullback for us and he can be a D lineman also. That's why I got Ricardo over Dixon. Woke post. Gerald Willis in reserve. Where you getting this information from? I need to see that. Because I don't know. You was just in here. You know how big of a Gerald Willis fan I am. Where'd you get that information from? Or you just assume that that's what we gonna do to him? Hide him there. Okay. For special teams as a DB role. So if y'all like what's that, Treywick, who would you take off as DB then? Who would you take off my list as DB? Who would you take? Which DB would you take off the list for Treywick? Or I think is it Tarwick? One of those two. Stash him on IR. Yeah, could be anything to keep him. Because if he get on the field, look out. If he get on somebody's field, look out. So take Ray off and put him up there. Okay, but we need pass rushers though. Because I don't think we have a solid pass rusher up there. The best pass rusher up there may be Chris Boyd. No, Kenny Young, and that's from a linebacker position. So you like my DBs, yeah. And the only one that I didn't put up there initially was Clark, and I just wanted to leave room for speculation and chat box, involvement. Because I did one early in the year, and I got 52 of the 53, and they kind of jumped on my case because I left. Who did I leave off early in the year? It was because he up there now. Was it Elliott? Avery. It was Elliott or Avery. One or two I left them off, and it was all hit because I had Marshall in there. I had Marshall making the team. Are you talking about Biggie Marshall? Okay, I got somebody in here. Let me answer this and see if we can get this rolling.
Welcome. This service is provided by freeconferencecall.com. There is one host and one participant in this conference.
All right.
Please announce yourself.
Hello?
Hey, Coach, what's good? It's
What's good?
Craven. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. What's good? What's good with you today?
All right, nice. Nothing much. At least I don't sound like a robot.
I got that fixed.
Yeah, no, it was the I've got one of those iPhones and have to use one of those little dongles, and I guess that was busted. Had to get a new one, so hopefully it's coming in nice and clear.
Cool. I'm checking right now to make sure the chat box can hear you before we get all this good information. Oh, so there it is. Like, go ahead with you. What you think of my 53?
I don't know. I didn't see much of it. I just joined in. Came from a dinner and I saw that you were streaming, so I'm looking at it now. So we're keeping Trace. You think we're keeping Trace?
I do. I really do because I think they still may think about using him like Hill, but I wish they wouldn't. Yeah. I wish they would not. I mean, because he showed me something. What was the last preseason game? That first half, kid balled out.
Yeah.
Kid balled out to me.
Yeah, I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't. Yeah, similar to what you're kind of saying. I don't think we would be able to stash him. I think someone would pick him up, especially now with Andrew Luck retiring. Maybe they could be a fit for him, or the Titans. They don't seem to know what they're doing at quarterback either. I think someone would definitely pick him up. So I think you got to keep him in. Sometimes keeping 3 quarterbacks on the team, you could use that position more wisely. Get someone else maybe on the defensive line or in the cornerback. But I think Trace has played himself into that backup role. Eventually, we're not going to keep RG3. He's going to want to get a starting job somewhere at some point, probably after this season. He's been vocal about that, or at least he's said his intentions are to be a starter in this league. And since he can't do that here, it sucks that he couldn't really show his talent in the preseason. But Trace has proven enough as a 6th-round draft pick that he can get it done. The new Tom Brady, the next great 6th-round quarterback, right?
Not the new Tom Brady. You're putting the curse on him. I was talking to one of the coaches with me that work with me, and he says that every quarterback that has played with Tom Brady has been cursed. When Tom Brady sits out or gets hurt, they get in and play great football, and then when they get their own contract, they bomb out.
It's true. It's like any Ravens defensive player that goes somewhere else to play somewhere. They get these huge contracts, and what happens to him? What happened to him? Yeah, I have no idea. Didn't hear him.
The best thing that happened is like Pernell Fee to come back.
Yeah, exactly. Come home, baby. Come back. We love you here.
Come back where the grass is greener.
Okay. I'm looking at your O line. I don't see. So you were kind of talking about it when I came on about Makari.
Mm-hmm.
So you have him not making this team. I'm not seeing his name up there.
I don't have him making the team, but my battle was with him and Sanat. And
Okay.
I went with Sanat because both of them are young guys that are kind of project guys. And, there's no thing that Sanat does better to make me pick him over Makari. That was kind of I got to pick one of these guys because I know one of them probably going to make it. And
Yeah.
so my gut just took me with Sanat. That, not to say that he's that much better than Makari, but that's what I went with him. And I haven't seen every snap, but I've seen a good many of them. And I didn't see the fourth quarter of the last game. I was watching the game.
Yeah,
And
I
I
didn't.
realized I was asleep in my chair, so I went and got in the bed. So I didn't see the fourth quarter of the last game, but from what I've seen so far, I'm gonna go with Sanat. And even if we cut Sanat and keep Makari, I won't be mad about it. I won't be mad about it. And
Yeah.
I see John Doe saying Hurst got to go. I don't really like Hurst, but we can't just kick him out because we don't have a set guy to throw in there yet.
He's making money.
Right.
Making a lot of money with us. Can't just.
Yep.
You got to respect the salary cap at some point. If you're paying for him, as bad of a decision that is, we have
You gotta
to,
use him.
having that money tied up in, what is that? Dead money. That doesn't help your team. At least have a player who can step in and injure your quarterback. I guess.
Again,
But I like.
that is
I like
crazy.
Makari.
But him and Sanat,
like
they're not
Makari.
bad. They just not they don't crack the top 6 or 7 of this line though. And if we cut him,
I want to. I was just gonna say I love the fact that he can come in and say, "Let Makari this team." I just love the fun. I think we got to keep him just for that. If I was ever in charge, if I was ever a GM, I would have a terrible team because I'd pick the pun over the player like every single time.
wow. So you want the shits and giggles?
Yeah, exactly. I want the shits and gigs. Give me the
I feel
shits and
you.
gigs player.
So you'll be the top draft team. You'll be the Browns. You'll be the Browns. You'll have all the
Exactly.
top draft
Yeah.
picks and not win games.
hmm
I feel you
Yeah,
on
the
that.
draft. Whoever I want, like in this last draft, there was like a Okiki, a Kiki, and an Okariki. I would have drafted all three of them just so I could have the Kiki and Okiki bros.
Hey, your public address guy would slap smoke from you. He really would.
I also see you got Alaka once again. Alaka a lot.
Now I didn't have
making
I
the
didn't have a
team.
locker at first. What I did was I had 23 guys on. I think I had 22 guys on defense, and I kind of let the chat box influence me on my last couple of picks. And those last couple of picks were Alaka, Shane Ray, Clark, and Zach Siegler. Is that how you say it? Those were the guys that the chat box kind of picked.
Okay. Yeah. See, I didn't even see that you had Seiler making the team. I didn't even really notice that. I don't think Seiler's going to make this team. He was a project last year,
Mm-hmm.
and he showed some promise in the preseason. But after this preseason, he's not showing up on tape. If you watch the few times that I watched him in the game, going against the ones, it seemed like he would have, he would get some good push. But then anytime he'd come in against the 2s and 3s, it's like he's getting washed out. And it's like, how are you able to get some push up against the better offensive linemen, for the other team? But yet you can't get any pushback against these 2s and 3s. I was just super confused whenever I watched him.
The crazy thing is some guys, when they have to play against the 2s and 3s, feel slighted, and they just don't go as hard. When when you're in the NFL, every rep counts because those coaches dissect every rep in practice and in game. So I don't where you get I don't want to say entitled, but just some guys feel slighted when they're not with the ones and don't go as hard. But when they get a chance to go in there with the ones, they feel like, okay, this is my time to shine and to prove and whatnot. When actually every rep you get is your time to shine and prove.
Yeah, it's your resume, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. Every rep is your resume.
It's similar to Shane Ray. I mean, he's a former first-round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
What's the team he came from again? The Broncos. So the Broncos dropped him. The Broncos cut him. And so you'd think, with our ability to somehow just have these unknown guys have success, you'd think that Shane Ray would come in and played pretty well. Now, I saw some flashes from him in the preseason, but when I was watching last game, I was really watching him, like, especially when I rewatched the game.
Mm-hmm.
And versus the run, he would, crash down the line, and he would get great push. He'd end up like on the other side of the center, but he would over pursue, and they just run off his backside. And it's like, you're not playing like a first round draft pick. So I don't see him making this team either. I know you said the chat box influenced you on this, but
mm-hmm. They did. But it's this is the crazy part of the year because all us guys are picking attempting to pick these 53s and think we got guys that's gonna make it, and they may go in a completely different direction than what we doing. But it's fun to guess at it and whatnot. It's fun to guess at it and whatnot.
And he could ball out this fourth preseason game, and next thing you know, it's like, oh well, we have to keep him now. I don't know if you caught Sonny talking to all the other AFC North guys, and they were debating about all sorts of different things regarding that AFC North. Did you happen to catch that live stream?
I started on it, and I haven't finished it. I may finish it once I finish this live stream, but they hadn't gotten into the debate yet that I've heard everybody talk about. So I'm really excited. I'm really interested to get into it and see how they try to attack Sonny, so to speak. Because I saw Ian Raven tweet that said he was going live when Sonny finished getting beat up. So
yeah, he was getting beat up. He's not the best debater. I don't know, but I'm glad he kind of did that. So it was kind of interesting. I thought some of those guys made some excellent points. I thought one of the craziest points, to get off Ravens football, I guess a little bit, which I don't really want to do, but it was the Quincy Carrier guy for the Browns, and they were talking about, there's this crazy high expectation for him, and it's like, can they meet it? And his point was, has any team ever, like besides the Patriots, ever really gotten to expectations? Has anybody ever really been able to live up to expectations? Or it was something similar to that. I'm obviously butchering what he was saying.
I think the Rams lived up to expectations last year.
Yeah, but you saw what happened to them, their offense in the Super Bowl, and then I remember the Steelers guy saying that that's the exception. But my point is, that's the Super Bowl. That is the only game that can't be the exception. That's the only game that matters. So if you're talking, because they were talking about high flying offenses and how defenses don't matter as much, and then it's like, well, look at the Super Bowl, and he was saying, no, well, that was the exception of the season. That can't be the exception, because that is the only game that actually matters in this league. If it boils down to that, it boils down to that one last final game. And if the defense prevails, then the defense still matters. You can't say that it doesn't matter. When that really counted, when the game counted the most, the defense
a great defense will always stop.
Yeah.
I got other guys trying to get in here. A great defense will always stop a great offense. But look, Craven.
Defense wins championships.
Exactly. I don't want to rush you off, but I got some guys that I know Johnny's tried to get through before and hadn't got through. So I want to get a few minutes in with those guys before we wrap this thing up. And but again, plug your stuff real quick before you go.
Cravens and Raven podcast. I literally just talk Ravens football. I'm probably going to do Lamar for MVP podcast soon, so that's going to be a very hyped and purple Kool-Aid filled episode. But all I do, I just really cover what the Ravens do. Just a fan, no expert. I'm not a coach, so I can't break down things as well. But I have my opinions, and I feel like I want to get them out there. So
all right.
That's
Cravens and Raven people. He's going to be in the chat box. Click on his link to his podcast. Just click on the little name in the chat box, and you'll get there. He has some good stuff over there. Appreciate you calling, Craven. And next time I'm on, I know you're going to call back. All right, buddy?
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. Good luck in fantasy. I know you're going to need it.
Appreciate it. I got a sucky team. Let's see who I got in here. Here we go. 470. Who I have here. Is this Johnny?
Yeah, what's good, bro? How you?
I'm good. What's up with you? Finally got you in here.
Yeah, man. I finally be able to connect, man. That's what's up. The thing is, I watch all y'all all the time, man, and I appreciate y'all work because I can't get enough of Ravens football. All day, all night. I don't care. I'm with Ravens, but My thing is, why people do so? Did James Hurst play play right tackle? Charger game.
He played left guard.
Yeah, so that's just not his position. That's why people kill him. You know what I mean? And the thing I remember about James Hurst is he saved us one season when somebody got hurt at right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
He's a right tackle.
Because he was the right tackle, but then we drafted Zeus. So he finished the year Zeus was in college. Hurst was the right tackle. Yes.
Okay.
And he played a decent right tackle. He did.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
He did play a decent right tackle. But
yeah,
now we got bookends at tackle. You got Stanley on one side and Zeus on the other side. So now you got to get in where you fit in, and that best chance for him to play is guard. And I don't know, you got to go back and watch because he wasn't great all season, but then in that playoff game it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
and part of it was they realized he was not either not very good at that position, or they just could whoop him at that position, and they would slide. Not Bosa? What's their other good pass rusher? I can't think of his name.
54. All those they did 54 though.
Yeah, they slid him over Hurst, and he went to work.
Yeah, but
had that been Joe Flacco, they probably would have had 8, 9, 10 sacks.
Yeah, but my thing is that Hurst has a lot of value. People kill our fans kill Hurst, like Sonny kill Hurst. I mean, not Sonny.
Joe Nubo.
Yeah, Joe Nubo kill Hurst, but think about Hurst, he got a lot of value. Like he could play way better at guard and at right tackle than a lot of players in the league. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of value in him. But my other thing is, man, what people fail to realize with the Ravens is.
Hello? Okay, I'm sorry. I had lost you for a second. Go ahead.
These are people don't understand about our Ravens this year. We're going to be back at our old ways with the toughness. Like, you don't see... Have you saw anybody dance yet? I haven't seen nobody do a dance yet.
The sack dance?
I haven't. Huh?
You mean a sack dance for second out quarterback?
Yeah.
That's because we got mobile guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Now we've played okay. We hadn't played bad, so I don't want to seem like I'm trashing the O-line. But any pressure that has gotten back there, we got mobile guys, so they get up out of there.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about on our defense. See, this was my problem last year on our defense. Our defense last year used to make me go crazy. Weddle used to literally help the running back up, and my man Suggs used to dance every play.
All right.
It used to piss me off.
Yep.
But now we got my man. What's his name again? The DN.
McPhee or Judon?
Yeah, McPhee. Now we got McPhee back. We got Eric. The safety. What's his name?
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas and
Tony Jefferson.
No, it's even Jefferson too. Jefferson, I could keep naming. I could go down the line. Judon, Peanut. I can go down the line. They angry, tough players. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They act like Bernard Pollard.
For real, all of them. And that's what the Ravens way is. We don't have I just got tired of the dancing and the prep talks and the cameras and all. I just got tired of that, man. I want to get back to Ravens. People get scared of us when they come to our building.
Hey, I feel you on that. You just want to get back to being nasty on defense, creating turnovers, sacks, and getting the ball out. Just giving the offense better opportunities. I feel you on that completely. Because all that extra dancing for the gram and all this, man, just get in there, do your job, get off the field. Get you a bunch of 3 and outs, get off the field. The only dance I want to see you do is when it's third down and we stop them short, throw that fist up for 4th down. Other than that, get your butt off the field.
I'm trying to tell you. And that's really it, man. I just want to talk about one more thing is Lamar Jackson, man. I'm just a really big. I just think what you think about one Sonny podcast yesterday. They really had Sonny in the corner talking about Lamar Jackson this, Lamar Jackson that. But I'm like, yo, Lamar Jackson, number one, they came out with that article saying he was the best 21-year-old XYZ with the numbers, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Do you believe Lamar Jackson could be a Pro Bowl and Pro Bowl player, or really? I think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer personally if he get a grasp of throwing the ball. What you think?
Do I think first question is, do I think Lamar is going to be a Pro Bowler? My answer is yes. The reason being, he has all the tools to do what Michael Vick did and more. Simply because I think he's a smarter runner. He's going to be a better passer. He doesn't have the rifle rocket arm that Vick had, but if he improves his accuracy, let's say 7 to 8% every year. So that if he improves his accuracy this year 7 to 8%, that puts him at like 57, 56, somewhere up in there, maybe 60. If he completes that amount of passes, he's gonna be awesome. He's gonna be awesome because we're gonna pound the ball, we're gonna pound the ball, we're gonna pound the ball. When you load the box, we're going up top to Hollywood and to Chris Moore and to Boykin because we got speed now. Then when you can cover, you can stop the run and you can kind of cover those guys up top. We got Snead sitting in the slot, and I haven't even mentioned the tight ends yet. We got probably the best tight end group in the league as a whole, not individually, but as a whole.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking in my head during the whole preseason, like you give Lamar 2 plays and you could tell they not really exploring the playbook, but I'm just imagining all the weapons he's gonna have. And the thing is, I don't think they give him enough credit for weapons, man. I don't think they give him enough credit for Boykins, for Hollywood, for like you said, the tight end, and for running backs, man. We got
young and fast real quick.
Real quick.
So with that being said,
man,
I think the sky's the limit for this team. I don't know how well it'll be this year. I think it's gonna be good. But going forward, if we can keep the nucleus together with these young guys, look out for another Super Bowl coming in year 2 or 3. Probably not this year, but year 2 or 3. If we get in the playoffs this year, it may become faster than that. If we can get in the playoffs this year, it'll come faster than that.
Why not?
Because I don't think what the Chargers did to us last year is a formality or a format to stop the Ravens. I really don't. And even in that game, honestly, I think we should have just kept pounding them because they had DBs playing linebacker. So we could have found a way to get Yonder and those other O-linemen to the second level. The running backs would have been hitting the head on the goalpost. We just never did. We kind of went away from them. We were trying to get outside of those guys instead of going right at them.
Yeah.
That makes sense? Because they were chasing us down from the outside because we didn't have any burners. But if we would have went right at them, I think we could have did something. And it wasn't working early. But those little old guys, go and get tired of hitting Gus. They're going to get tired of hitting, Kenny Dixon. Get tired of hitting Ty Montgomery. We should have just kept going at them.
That's why we got a new OC. That's why we got a new OC right there because it was simple playing. We needed to either throw the ball or do what you did early and throw the ball earlier than what we did. And my last question, man, I'm going to be out of here after this. Okay. I'm going to get it.
All right.
I really don't think nobody can really beat us, let's say, if we play our best. What team do you think is a really dangerous team that against us? I got a couple. I'll take this offline.
I got a couple. Rams, Patriots, Chiefs, Saints. Those 4.
Okay.
Because they're complete teams in my opinion. Take away one something, they can do something else.
Rams or NFC, Chiefs, Patriots, and who else?
Saints.
Saints. So you want only 2 you think on the AFC?
In the AFC, let me think hard before I get you off. I think Denver's gonna be good, but I don't think they can beat us. Off top of my head, no. Off top of my head, the Browns gonna be. They have the Browns on paper the best team. On paper, they've yet to play, and I don't think their O-line is very good. But on paper, they're the best team. Steelers are always tough because they're offensively they light it up. The Jets are going to be better, but I don't think they can beat us. Who else in the AFC? Who else in the AFC? I don't think the Titans or the Colts definitely took a huge blow yesterday or the day before.
That's why I asked.
And you know what? What are the Raiders going to? The Chargers too. I forgot about the Chargers. The Chargers would be one of those teams. And I'm interested to see how the Raiders are going to look. But I'll take that back. I think the Chargers, the Chiefs, and the Patriots in our division, well, in the AFC, and potentially Browns and Steelers. But
I honestly think the Patriots going to take a big step back for some reason. I just think it ain't going to be their year, and they can't cheat for them too much longer. And right. I think Kansas City, for some reason, I don't think their defense going to have it.
They got a little better on defense this year in off season. Well, potentially they got a little better.
Yeah, you already know how that go.
Right. They just gonna try to even if they picked up some offensive guys, they just gonna try to outscore people. And with that offense and that quarterback, I understand. They should have we should have beat them last year.
Yeah, definitely, for real. It's weather. I'm telling you, it's dancing and helping people up. But that's the only reason we lost. But let me get off. Let me get off this. Let me get off, man. I appreciate you, man. I love watching you, man. And keep doing your thing, bro.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, man, for calling.
All right, bro.
All right. So, I did leave the Eagles off. I did. I forgot about the Eagles. The Eagles may win the Super Bowl. I forgot about the Eagles. The Eagles may win the Super Bowl. I did forget about them. If Carson Wentz can play just as good, if not better than Foles, the Eagles could win the Super Bowl. Let me hit this chat box while I wasn't paying attention while I was on. So let me see what's going on. Then I'm gonna shut it down. I like that boy. Me too. I really do. Seems like a business-like type guy. And I saw a quote where I think Hollywood asked him why didn't he shake a dude or something like that. And he was like, "Man, I'm not 5'8". I gotta put my shoulders and run through people." I love it. I love it. If you're a big guy, be big. If you're a fast guy, be fast. Don't try to be something you're not. You can't stack the box with Bork and Hollywood. True. We need to lock down some edge rushers. I do. I think that's one of the edge rusher. And I want to say left guard, but I think Powers is going to get that job sooner rather than later and lock that joint down. I really do. Justice Hill going to be a problem. I think so too. Where's Andrews on the 53? He's under. Okay, you can't see him. There he is. There's Andrews right there. I didn't forget him. I ain't leave Andrews off. There he is. The Ravens are definitely being slept on this season. Patriots because they have the best coaching staff. Patriots do have a good coaching staff. The Pats so sneaky they just loaded up on receivers. They are real sneaky, especially filming your practices. You keep lining up. We kept lining up in the pistol, and those DBs could read that. Line up on the center, and I think play. Yeah, that's from the Chargers game. You're right. And we were running stretch, and man, them darn DBs playing linebacker was running us down. And then we got obvious pass situations. They took a page out of our book, took an extra edge guy in, slid their best pass rusher over the guard. Now they had 3 for real pass rushers in the game. So they took a thing out of our book and it worked for them. Hats off to the coaching staff that week. They did a good job of adjusting. Don't do it again. Don't try it again though. Chargers don't have Derwin James, and that's good. And I think Derwin James should have been a Raven before Hurst. That pick should have been Derwin James. I think the Chargers would take a step back. Wentz getting hurt tomorrow. Potentially, Wentz can get hurt pushing the grocery cart down Walmart. But again, guys, I've been here for an hour 19, so that's about it. Make sure if you're new to the channel, you subscribe. Trying to get to 1,700. We're at 1,695. I have some merch in the Teespring store. I have some Ravens Roundup shirts, like the logo you see on the side. I have some Sip the Tally shirts in that logo also. I have a few other things there too. What else? If you're not watching this live, drop a comment and I'll answer it. If you are watching it live, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you follow all the Ravens YouTubers out there. That's myself, that's Ing Raven, that's Sonny, that's Joe Nuvo. I appreciate the guys calling in. I appreciate Johnny calling in, Craven calling in, and somebody was on hold for a while and they hung up. And I wish they would have called back, but next time, you know, get in early and holler at me. Oh, and season's coming up soon, so them breakdowns, which is what I love to do, they'll be coming up. They'll be fire as always. I'm gonna add a few things to it that I didn't have last year. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about a little bit better. But I appreciate you guys, man. Ravens Roundup, Coach Evans, Bird Game. Let's go.